Welcome to the second chapter of the computer networks. So the chapter name is Getting Connected. What we studied in a previous chapter, the basic, the OSI architecture, what are all the requirements for the network, those are all things we studied in a previous chapter. So here in the Getting Connected, what actually the requirements, the channel requirements, the capacity of the channel, those are all things we will be studying here. So these are all the headings that we study in this chapter. Perspective on connecting, encoding. Encoding is nothing but how the data is converted to the analog kind of a form, and the framing, error detecting, reliable transmission, Ethernet, and MAC and a wireless network. These are all the things we will be studying. Here we have some problematic in encoding and in error detection and error correction. So I would say in this chapter these two are important definite question. That CRC problem is there, and here that NRZ encoding form is there. So these two are the definite questions. So let's get started. The first heading under this one is the perspective on connecting. So perspective on connecting means, as I told earlier, perspective means the imagination kind of a things for perspective of connecting. So what we have imaginated for actually getting connected. So actually getting connected, see, there will be a host and these will be connected to the respective router. Okay, and this will be in the cloud, and again it will be get connected to the router, and this will be the internet. Okay, so these are all the access technology. The actual term we call it as the access technology. This may be the wired or a wireless. So how you select for a channel where I want a wire connection, whether I want a wireless connection, that is what we are going to study in now. So based on that one, if a telephone example, if I take the telephone, we will be using the fiber optical. If I take a television, we will decide the cable as the optical fiber. So how we decide which kind of a access technology we require. So based on the data size, based on the bandwidth, so we will decide the things. So like this, these things we will be studying in the perspective on connecting. So how we will judge the channel capacity? Channel capacity means what? If there is a channel is to the maximum, how much data it can be carried. So here there can be the two kinds of a channel is there. One is the noisy channel and another is the noiseless. Right, noisy channel means when there is a, we are sure that there will be a many disturbance will be there. So example in the telephone wire, there will be a many noise will be there. The noise may be the due to electrical problem, the data may cut, such kind of a noise, and due to thunder or lightning some connection may not. So we are sure that in that noise will be there in this channel. Even though noise will be there, how much data it can be carried. Okay, regarding of the we are sure there is a noise. With the noise, how much data it can be carried, that will be a noisy channel. And a noiseless channel, so here there will be a no noiseless will be there. So example we can take it as a vacuum, the light of a speed. So vacuum, when there is a no noise is then what's the maximum capacity of data it can be carried. Okay, so these two channels we will be seeing here. So that only there is a theorem is there, that is a Shannon-Hartley theorem. Shannon-Hartley theorem, this is for a noisy channel. So what it will give? It will give the upper bound to the capacity of a link in a BPS. So when the noise is there, it is only telling to the maximum how much data I can carry in terms of a BPS, bits per second, to the maximum how much I can carry. So that one it will be given in capacity of is equal to bandwidth into log to the base 2 plus 1 multiplied by 1 plus S by N. Okay, so this is the Shannon capacity. We call it as the Shannon capacity. So here what the S by N denotes means it is the signal to the noise ratio. We told that the signal is sure here. So even though in the noise, what is the maximum signal I can carry? This is the signal to the noise ratio, that is denoted by SNR dB is equal to 10 log 10 S divided by N. So most of the time this SNR ratio will be given. SNR ratio will be given. So we will see one example based on the Shannon formula. The question is like this: calculate the highest bit rate of a regular telephone line having the bandwidth 3000 Hz. Given the signal to noise ratio is usually 3162. 3162. This is the many times they have asked in an objective kind of a question, KSET or any if you see the competitive exam, this most of the time they will ask this one. So how you will calculate this one? First write down what are all the things they have given. They have given the bandwidth. Bandwidth is 3000 Hertz and SNR in form of a decibel. They have given it as the 3162. So replacing the capacity and the formula, C is equal to bandwidth into log 2 1 plus SNR. This is our formula. Bandwidth is 3000, that is multiplied by log 2 1 plus SNR. Directly they have given 3162, that is 3000 into log to the base 2 of 13163. So here in the CalC I will tell you log 2, by default in CalC we have a log 10. So we want to the base log 2. How you calculate now? And just print log 3163, that is divided by log 2. So this will convert log 10 into the form of a log 2. So if I want to do the base to 8 means divided by log 8. I say here 6 means divided by log 6. So this is the calculation in the calcium. When you calculate this one, you will get 3000 into 11.62. This will be equal to 34860 BPS. So what we'll do, we'll approximately, we will tell it as a 30 kbps. So what is the signal to the noise ratio in telephone wire means you can directly tell it will be approximately 30 kbps. So telephone wire, it can carry to the maximum of 30 kilobits per second. Okay, small b is there, so 30 kilobits per second. So similarly, I told you there is a Nyquist bandwidth for a noiseless channel. Nyquist the formula C is equal to 2 into bandwidth into log 2 m. So where m is number of signal or a voltage level. Okay, so this is also quite important in the objective kind for a noiseless. What is the bandwidth? The how you calculate? So try to remember the formula at least. Consider a voiceless. So this is consider a voiceless channel is used. Given a bandwidth 3100 Hz and m is equal to 8. What is the capacity of a channel? So there is a direct replacement is there. 2 into bandwidth into log 2m. So 2 into bandwidth 3100 into log 2 8. So I told you how you calculate here in a calci. Just type log 8 divided by log 2. So this will give you 6200 into log 2 to the base 8. So this will be the 18,600 bps. 18,600 bps is the maximum capacity of a voiceless channel, the given voiceless channel. Okay, so these two are important, noisy channel and a noiseless channel. Okay, so next here is the classes of a links. Classes of a links, what you mean by the link? Actual, if you are using a wire or a wireless, actual channel that transfers the data, that is called as the link. Okay, so classes of a link we can classify based on the three categories: based on the medium they are used, based on the frequency level, and based on how they are used. So based on these things we are divided the links. So first one, based on the medium they are used, because it may be the wired, these are all the wired, and this is the wireless link. So wired, in a wired network, what are all the links we have? Copper wire, digital subscriber line, coaxial cable, optical fiber. These are all the wired lines. And in the wireless, of course, when there is a long distance is there, to get connected with the internet access, we use a air or a free space. So this one little bit you have to understand, in an air or in a free space how you transfer the data means. So based on the electron movements, if you go back to the physics, if you see the atom structure, the neutron will be at the center and the electrons will be around, it will be moving in the different directions. So when it is the get connected to the next atoms, the electrons movement will be transferred to this atom and the electron movement will be transferred to here, and like this it will move in the all over the space. That is the movement of the electrons. That's why it is called as the electromagnetic wave. Okay, so this is the internet base, and based on the frequency we can divide the links. So here some terms we have to understand here. So wave means what? Wave is nothing but this complete cycle from the upper maximum to the minimum maximum. This is called as the one of the wave, and the distance it is covered, this is called as the wavelength. So frequency is different, bandwidth is different. Here frequency, so in a bandwidth means to the maximum, this will be the highest frequency. If I say this is the highest frequency, in a 1 second I can, if I carry the maximum frequency, so this is the highest frequency. Lowest frequency, in a 1 second if I carry a lowest data, this is called as the lowest frequency. So this capacity is defined by a bandwidth. This is the bandwidth. So this on this bandwidth you design your frequency. Okay, so frequency and wave, this is the wavelength, and wavelength is measured in the form of a lambda. How you calculate the physics term here? Speed of a light divided by the frequency of that light. Okay, if it is a light, we are using this one. If you are using a different channel, different links, that will be a different frequency you will be having. So simple example, telephone line with a frequency of 300 Hz, wave, and the wave is traveling through the copper wire. So calculate the wavelength. So lambda is equal to speed of a light divided by the frequency. Speed of a light is different in the copper wire and it is different in the vacuum. It is different in the air. So speed of a light in a copper wire, so it will be given by 2 by 3 into 3 into 10 to the power of 8 divided by frequency. Frequency they are given 300. Okay. So this will be is equal to, when you calculate this one, this will give you 667 into 10 to the power of 3 meters. So this is the wave length of a wave in a telephone line. So this is the lambda. Lambda is equal to speed of a light divided by frequency length. And the third category is based on how they are used. Some will use it for a dial-up signal and IST cause, DSLV, cable TV and a fiber optic. If this is the services, what should be the bandwidth we have to use? That one they have given directly for dial-up 28 to 56 kbps, ISDN, DSLV. So these are all the bandwidths. Okay, so these are all the classes of a link. So I would say in this topic, this Nyquist capacity and Shannon capacity is quite important, and this frequency, wavelength, these one I hope you studied in your PUC and PSC. Okay, these two are the quite important from this one.